What is a spiritual coach? That's a great question. If you feel there's more to life, more to everything that people tend to talk about, and you want to reach into that, live that, and bring that to others, then there's a few key things we need to answer. Number one, what is the number one key to reach millions of people with a spiritual touch without turning them off? Number two, what is the very best tool to do this? So stick around to the end, because I'm going to show you the ultimate shortcut to bring anyone into a high spiritual enlightened state. I was in Bali and I woke up at 2 a.m. in the morning and I was so inspired. It was like a download. So I got my notebook and I flipped it open and got outside with one single light bulb in the buck darkness of Bali. And I started writing and writing and writing. And all the bugs and mosquitoes in the whole world came there, but I didn't care. I just wrote and wrote and I wrote. And I wrote a whole notebook that night. And the next night, I woke up again at 2 a.m. and I had to flip up another notebook and again fill it with notes, because it was so much spiritual insight that I want to bring out and share with people in the world who desperately need a deeper connection. Because I think that the separation between us is what's causing all the problems in the world. My only problem was nobody wanted to hear it. Here I was, full of spiritual insights, full of downloads, full of things I wanted to reach people with, and nobody cares. There was one thing I needed to shift in my approach to get people connected to their spiritual truth, and I'll show that real soon. But first, let me ask you, have you been to a party where you have been sharing your insights, what you believe in, what you find to be true, maybe your own peak experiences, and people tune out? Then let me show you how I turn this around and how you can do the same thing to connect with people and bring them into a deeper spiritual truth. The whole key to do that is to start asking them questions. And if you use spiritual coaching and you know how to do it, you can be interested in them. Because here's the key: everybody loves to talk about themselves and nobody cares about you. And everybody has their spiritual being inside of them. And to reach for that, we need to go through what they're already thinking about. We need to enter the conversation in here. And it's easy if you bring the spiritual together with coaching and you ask proper questions in the right sequence. You'll get them to tell you everything they care about, and you can guide them deeper and deeper, and with the right process you can actually get them into a spiritual state. And that's exactly what I did with a leader coming there in his Ferrari, wanting more financial freedom and going out in a higher state. I'll show you how I did that in a moment. But first, if you want to go real deep and utilize spiritual coaching to change people's lives and live in your own space of peace and love and become who you're meant to be, then you can go over to my webpage, which is petersvenning.com, and right there you'll find an invitation to join an exclusive private training. In that training, I'll show you exactly how this is done and how you can have a greater impact and have more freedom and live your dream life as you spread your spiritual wisdom in a way where people are open to you. Also, you might have questions during the training and you'll have a text message conversation with me if you like, so I can answer any question you might have. So back to this leader with the Ferrari. He saw me and he saw that you have something I want, but he didn't know what. So I had a truth bomb attraction conversation with him. What's that? Great question. So we sat down in his office and I asked him, so what's not working in your life and what is it that you want that you don't have? And he started telling me about his financial problems, his worries, his dreams, his aspirations, and we found the gap between them. But also I found there's something deeper missing, and I kept probing with asking great open questions, and I was listening from my heart and creating a space there for him to investigate and find this. And he signed up there and then because he believed I could bridge the gap for him. So I met him where he was at in his desperation, and he signed up to work with me as a coach. Little did he know what the coaching would entail. But in the very first session, we started working with why he is stuck, and by asking simple questions that he later used with his daughter. And I'll tell you how that went. He got to a deeper place in himself. And after that session, he went to his computer and he changed his desktop background from a Ferrari to an image of our Earth floating in space, because his whole perspective has changed to being a part of a whole, to being connected, to being free, to being love. Then he went home and he utilized the exact same questions with his daughter and gained a deeper relationship than they ever had before, and they still have today. Fast forward a few years, he is now financially free and he is spiritually free, and that is the power of transformational coaching, because you can go deeper with people by asking them questions they really care about themselves. And then as you go deeper and deeper and deeper, you unfold what's actually holding them back. And when we meet that with love, that with our highest light, that transforms into the natural state of everyone, which is spiritual, because we don't have a soul. We are souls that have a body. We are spirits having a human experience. And when we allow our lights to shine through, combined with questions that go deeper, we bring people into the natural state of joy, of love, freedom, harmony, and peace. And that is the key. And right now, there's such a deep need for spiritual coaching in the world. So your next best step is to watch this video next, that will show you about why the world is in crisis now and how you may aid it with your heart and with your spiritual coaching. So this is your next step.